What's happening, good people? How we doing? And welcome to Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Trey Montez, and hope everyone is having a great Monday morning so far. Been brought to you by title sponsor, the Weed Squad St. Louis. Feel free to visit theweedsquad.com or stop by the location, 8088 Watson Road. You can also follow us on the website at www.dremontez.com. Hit the sponsor link and get a complete listing of all of the participating sponsors. Speaking of sponsors, hope everyone had a great weekend. Lots to get into on this magnificent motivational Monday. Lots to get into. Whole lot of stuff to get into. I do believe, but we're also trying something a little different. And let me see if that is working out at all for us right now. See what I see. Do what I do. Let's see what we're working with here. Okay, we're still looking for it. Still looking for it. Still looking for it. Still looking for it. I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. Let's see if we see it yet. Do we see it yet? Do you see what I see? Into me. Okay, well, we got it there. Well, guess we'll see if it pops up sooner or later, but I don't see it yet. But I guess we will get it there eventually. More importantly, I just don't understand this. When you're trying to do something and it's not going the way you want it to go, it really baffles me. Oh, guess I tried another way. Oh well. Oh well, well, well. How do you do? Let's see if we can do it this way. We're gonna try from this over here. See if we can go this way. Can we do it here? Well, we'll just have to do it this way. We'll just try to figure it out. We tried a different way and it didn't work. So here we are. But as I said, it's Motivational Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. You know what we have to do. High fives, chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. Yeah, that felt good. There's several ways you can follow the show throughout social media. We have a page on Facebook, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, and YouTube, Dre Montez. And we also have a TikTok page, Dre Montez 63. We're starting to put a little bit of content on there. But the weekend, I guess I have to start with Friday. Friday was an amazing day. Had a chance to go check out the Belleville Chili Cook-Off. And it turned into an obstacle course for me, so to speak. I was trying to see all the sponsors of the show over there in Belleville as well, taste some great, amazing chili, which I did. Got a little full, got a little overstuffed, but it was a good time. Got a chance to see Steve and Shelley of Silver Ballroom and the Waiting Room as well, two great establishments in South City as well as St. Anne. Hopefully get them back up on the show as being a participating sponsor. But if you haven't been to the Silver Ballroom or to the waiting room, check it out. Great, phenomenal places right there. But I also had to check out my man Ronnie at Spaces over there in Belleville. Man, that place is immaculate. I mean, you're talking about having an imagination, capturing the whole thing, the feel of being. I guess it feels a little surreal when you're there. You can't believe that that's there or the way it looks, but it was a good turnout, good crowd at the Belleville Chili Cook-Off. If you've never been to a chili cook-off, it's pretty intense. I'm starting to like these food festivals, so to speak, when they highly emphasize on a certain group of food, like a burger fair, a barbecue festival, a wing cookout, and a chili cookout, of course. I became a really big fan of white chili about, I want to say, good 10 years ago. But not everybody can cook white chili, so you got to be careful on the white chili. I'm curious to see how you guys prepare for your white chili, if you're a white chili fan, either here or there. And also had a chance to make the Oktoberfest in Soulard on Friday as well. Now that was a good turnout over there at Soulard Market area at the park right there. Lots of people, food. It was great seeing some of the folks that I hadn't seen in a long time, getting acclimated with doing things in the city again. So it was really cool seeing everybody that came out Friday night for Oktoberfest. And I was trying to do all this on a timeline before it gets dark, because it gets pretty difficult to see people at nighttime for me. But it was all in all, I had a great time on Friday night with the Belleville Chili Cook-Off and the Oktoberfest in Suman. It was a great time, great seeing everybody. The city was on its best behavior again. Good seeing folks, man, that really know how to go out and have a good time. The music, the dancing, the costumes, the happiness, seeing people smile, and just it was really good to see folks, because last year, we didn't have too much of that of a celebration. And based on that, we're going to get into our first topic of discussion today on Montez at midday. If it's your first time, thank you again so much. Appreciate it a whole lot. A bunches. Don't forget, wherever you listen to your podcast at or get your favorite podcast at, check out my podcast, Who's to Blame. It's on SoundCloud, Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, of that nature, and Google Play and Tumblr. And I also post on my social media platform pages as well, but you can check out the latest episode of that show. All right, here we go, kids. Gonna get right on into it. Oh, by the way, if you're celebrating a birthday today, Libra Nation in the building. Happy birthday to you if you're celebrating a birthday today. You're a Libra out there. You know how important this day is. Way to do it. Way to go at Libra. My old classmate from summer, Johnny, happy birthday to you, girl. Happy birthday to we're actually related now. Yeah, we're related now. So, happy birthday to you, fam. Countless cousins got birthdays going on right now. Countless cousins too. Again, happy birthday. If you're celebrating something today, congratulations. If you just got married over the weekend, congratulations to you. Yeah, everybody proud of you. We knew you could do it. If you proposed this weekend, did you go to Jared and did she say yes? She said yes. All right, all right. Whoever moving, got the keys, got something big they waiting on today, you got this. All systems are a go. There it is right there. But a year ago, the conversation and the topic was completely different around our friends, and family, and loved ones. And it was due to COVID. But since COVID, I'm talking to you, since COVID, has COVID helped your relationship, your business, your finances? Or did COVID put a damper on your relationship, your business, and your finance? I've met people on both sides of this when it comes to COVID. I'm not talking about, the dark side of this, the death and all that, but just on those three things there. Did COVID help your relationship? I've heard arguments on both sides of this. It's kind of like 45-50 on people saying that COVID really helped them when it came to their relationship. I mean, it kind of put you up against the wall, so to speak. Made you get challenged with things you're not challenged with each and every day. Like spending time with your loved one all of the time, all day. And a lot of people were not into that, had never done that, considering both parties' working schedule, whether you have kids or not, but just the time. And I mean, you spend time together, not saying that you don't spend time together, but COVID like changed the game. There were people like together all of the time. Some folks needed that. You and your spouse, you're missing that connection, that one thing that gets us over the hump. It's called that communication value. So in that aspect, I can see it help. Your business, we've seen the stories of this, how COVID affected a lot of businesses, small business in particular. But there's some business people that seem to have done very well. And I've talked to them head on. Did COVID help you in your businesses? Would you be here if COVID wouldn't have happened? It's about a good 30% said no. They wouldn't be where they're at right now if COVID hadn't happened. But COVID kind of helped their particular line of business. So now on to the finances. Did COVID help you in a good way with money? Or did you lose money due to COVID? If you're just tuning in, hey, what's up, good folks? If you're just tuning in, I posed a question on COVID. A year ago, the conversation, the narrative around everybody was totally different. But when it comes to your relationship, did it help you or did it hurt you when it comes to your relationship in COVID? I'm talking about with your significant other, your wife, girlfriend, husband, lover, kids, however you want to look at this. When it comes to the relationship status, what did COVID do for you? On the business side, did COVID help your business or hurt your business? On the financial side of this thing, how were your pockets? Are you still chasing the bag even harder? Or did you get the bag because of COVID? That may be why a lot of people are not checking this help wanted, apply here sign. That seems to be an issue right now where we're not used to getting the same things we were accustomed to 2 years ago due to what happened. But just on that level alone, good folks, answer that question, you two that are in here. Did COVID help you? Yes or no? Is the question, especially when it comes to your relationship. I know people that either got back together, no longer together, got stronger through this whole COVID thing. A lot of people got stronger through this COVID thing. A lot of people did. A lot of people got creative with their business. Hey, this isn't working now, but I gotta go with what the people want due to COVID, so I'm gonna go here. So you got the people on that side. You got people who have now used the money that they saved and made during the COVID shutdown, pandemic, reach out to America, give you some money type situation. Now have invested that in something, now have a business of their own that now they're making money with. So there's all kind of angles and views that you can look at this. Again, we know about the sad nature of what COVID did. But on those particular things right there, I'm really curious to see what the people talking about. What you think when it comes to this COVID thing? It's your relationship, your business, and your money. Go. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay. Now, what are you saying there? Okay. Okay. Hey, what's up, fam? What's going on with you? What's going on? Way to tune on in. Way to tune on in. Shout out to the patio people at Friendly's, Tasha, Matt, and Kenny. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them right there. Speaking of shout outs, I'm gonna take a little short break here, have a word from our sponsor, MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on. If you're just tuning in, I posed the question, COVID. When it comes to your relationship, how is that going? Get stronger or worse? Your business, your finances. When it comes to COVID, how are you doing today? I mean, do people really pose that question as often as they should? Here we go. Yeah, break right here.
Mountain Man Scrub.
Mountain Man Scrub. Go to
As smooth as a
mountainmanscrub.com. Get your
rubber
scrub
buzz.
on. It's great for your hands, your elbows, your knees, and your feet, and also outstanding for the tattoo lover in you. Bring back that 4K resolution to your tattoo. Your tattoo artist.
MountainManScrub.com.
Go to mountainmanscrub.com. Get your scrub. Use the promo Dre Montez for yours today.
Get your
Mountain Man
scrub on.
And we're back. There we go. All right. Again, I posed the question about COVID-19. When it comes to your relationship, how we doing? We okay here? Did we get stronger? Or did the nest fall apart? We still trying to figure things out. When it comes to the business wise, how we doing with the business since COVID? When it comes to the money, how we doing financially since COVID? These are three questions a lot of people don't ask. But these are important questions. That relationship not right. How's the business mind supposed to be? That's going to affect the papers, right? It's usually how it goes. All three of those go together: relationship, business, and our pockets are real key and important. Okay, we're gonna get heated on this Monday when there. I've been seeing certain things across social media, talking to different people about this next one right here. You might want to call somebody on this one. As we get further along, we're gonna test some people. So the first one was COVID. How did it affect your relationship? Is your relationship stronger since COVID? Or did it get worse? How's the business doing? And how are your pockets doing? Those are three things I want to do. Talk to you about. How you guys doing? Thanks again for tuning in and chiming in. All right, next up on the board. Consequences of being a sports fan. Oh boy. Oh, oh. Therapy, alcoholism, drugs, unprotected sex, gambling. Consequences of being a sports fan. All that right there is rolled up in there. The consequences of being a sports fan. See, people see the glory side of being a sports fan when your team is winning. What about in that little gray area? When they have the pieces on paper, they have the staff, the colors look good, nice fan base, but when we say go, season starts, something's wrong. Everybody is coming to us like we're supposed to know the problems and the answers and the solution to this. But we're just a fan like everybody else. But when it's your team, the consequences of being a fan and they're not living up to the potential that they should have, it makes a bad work day for you, bad work week, bad day getting off work, a bad time trying to enjoy the day. It makes everything bad, the consequences of being a sports fan. You're yelling at a kid for no reason at all. You're honking your horn because the car is going too slow. Consequences of being a sports fan when your team is winning. Oh man, I can see clearly now the rain is falling. Birds are chirping. You see colors you never seen before. You're hearing things you never could hear before. Everything's at ease. You're taking your time. You're waving your hand. You're speaking to people you normally wouldn't speak to. You're wearing the outfit that makes everybody look at you. The consequences of being a sports fan. It is real. It is real. We all have been to the point we're on top of the world. We all been in that middle point. We've been in that almost to the basement. And then some of us have been in the basement. Again, consequences of being a sports fan. Share your stories. Let me know what are the consequences you go through for being a sports fan. I'm not talking about the fact you took over the family basement and you kicked grandma out to make a man cave. Or you move grandpa's damn riding mower out of the she shed to make you a she shed. I'm not talking about that. What have you done to explain your consequences of being a sports fan? Those are questions I want to know. I want to know. I've shared secrets with people I barely knew about how I feel about this game and this love and passion of sports. Way beyond having a dog named Espen. Way beyond that. Way beyond that. It's way beyond going to Bristol and crying doing the damn ESPN tour. Way beyond that. Way beyond that. The consequences of being a sports fan. It's Motivational Monday. I'm your host, Dre Montez, and welcome to Montez at Midday. I've posed two questions to the listening audience this morning. How did COVID affect your relationship, your business, and your finances? The consequences of being a sports fan. Here is the heat of the moment right here. I think we're at right here. I've heard people talk about this. I've seen some articles about this. But I'm just posing a question. I'm not judging. I don't care. But I'm just wondering, Does the black man today in Hollywood need to put on a dress to make it, to get in the door, to stay in there, to make a statement? Listen to what I said. Does the black man in Hollywood is wearing a dress a requirement in Hollywood? This has nothing to do with sexuality, none of that. I am posing a question. Does the black man today who wants to be in the movies and all on the TV, they need to put in their thought, in their train of thought, consciousness that I may have to put on the dress to make it, to get in this film, to be in this show, to be a part of this thing called Hollywood actor? Is that a real thing in today? Because I'm looking at all the TV shows in the movies and I'm seeing something. Not complaining. I'm just wondering, is that a requirement? Is that on the list when you get your book, the agenda, the glossary, the index of Hollywood? Wearing a dress is a must for an African American black man in Hollywood. Is that really a thing? Is that really a thing? We've seen what you are required to do or must do in the music industry. So now in Hollywood, this is a requirement now. And this is a requirement. This is. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? Must you wear a dress in Hollywood if you're a black man? To get in, open the door, turn the knob, ring the doorbell, knock on the motherfucker, whatever phrase you're trying to put it at. Is that one of the realistic things of trying to actually make it in Hollywood, get to Hollywood, stay in Hollywood? I want to know. I really want to know. Mm, mm, mm. Well, holy shit, Saturday. You name it. Name it in sports, it was on. Name it in sports, it was on. Anything you wanted. Hockey, golf, women's basketball, men's basketball, college football, baseball playoffs, tennis, NASCAR. It was all on television. Everything. If you're a real sports fan, Saturday, you had your IV hooked up. Adrenaline was across the board. In college football alone, what happened in Texas should never stay in Texas. Everybody got to hear about that. It was 28-7. 28-7. In the Red River Showdown. 28-7 at one point. 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16. Throughout college and the NFL yesterday, there were a lot of 3rd and 10 plus conversions that extended a drive where teams won. And you're like, wait a minute now. How do you back to college? That Oklahoma Texas game was pretty damn good. Whether you a shoe in for the NFL, you still in college. You have a job to do. And if you're not doing the job, what we going to do, kids? Pull them. Next man up. Next man up. You're not going to have it every game. That's what the understudy is for. The understudy is always not trying to take your job, but just in case things go wrong, I'm here for you. I got your back. Let's roll. Let's go. Coach done all he said he was going to do for you now. The rest up to you. Iowa fans. I have never in my life wanted to storm the field more when I watched the college football game. Not just the fourth quarter when they wave at the kids at the hospital. How you kids doing? How you doing? But to the simple fact, the way they fought back and won that game. And they took that field. Took it over. Took it over. I know there's some issues going on in college football right now. Georgia's real. Georgia's real. Georgia is Kentucky. I see. LSU is on a different program. Ed Ogeron is on the way out there. We know that. Should be coming for sure 100% this week. But if you don't know what's going on, please go to the internet. It's an interesting story. But here we're about motivation and uplifting the people of the people, by the people, which didn't happen with Roll Tide. Roll A&M does it again. A&M does it again to Nick Saban. At halftime of that game, I said this jokingly. I bet let somebody film what Nick Saban saying to that team right now at halftime. If Nick Saban he almost came real close to choking a kid at halftime. The man hates losing on any aspect of the game. He is that he likes to win that much. He wants to win on every aspect of the game. And when he's losing, he doesn't handle it well. He doesn't share his toys with other kids well, if you catch my drift. But that was a hell of a game between Alabama and Texas A&M. The Golden Domers, Notre Dame, went up to Blacksburg and quieted the crowd very nicely. Great job by Man Cave members team, Jay, and the people of Notre Dame. Good. You know, in sports, no matter how you look at it, there's always going to be controversy. There's always going to say something that you're saying to yourself, what? What? Besides the great, phenomenal baseball play we've been getting in the postseason, you got to have an asshole every now and then that's calling the game. Mr. Jim Cott. If you don't know what Jim Cott said, I'm not going to repeat it. Go check it out. So you had Jim Cott, and now we got John Gruden's story coming out from an email 10 plus years ago. It seems like we're here every pivotal point of the sports season where race comes into play. Racist content comes out. Inappropriate behavior comes out. And we all have this same question in our mind. We know this. This is not new. But that's not an apology. That's not an apology. How do you stick it to people who have racist content? How do you stick it to them? How do you get to them? An apology is not enough. How do you get to them? You hit the pockets. You hit the pockets. Jim Cott, probably your last time calling baseball in front of America. I would, hey, bye, see you later. I know it was a long time ago, Gruden. I know it was a long time ago. But we tired of this shit. You're fired. Easiest way to handle all this. You hit the pockets. Again, Jim Cott and John Gruden. You make the call. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out it on the internet. We don't talk about that here. But holy shit, Saturday is what I call what happened Saturday. It was excitement all across the board. Across the board. Baseball officials don't know what the hell is going on. Things happen in baseball games the officials never thought they would have to deal with. That's why I always say, officials out there, keep the training going. MLB umpires and officials and NFL. NFL, yesterday, 10 plus kickers missed a field goal. 10 plus kickers missed an extra point. First time in NFL history. Next year in fantasy football, we're going to have a no kicker league. We're having no kickers in our fantasy football league next year. Our fantasy football league this year is being brought to you and sponsored by Tower Pub, located on Morgan Ford in South City. First time in 15 years, Tower Pub now has the NFL Sunday ticket. Get on up there. All right, next up on the docket. I'm in the kitchen with the TV up loud watching a movie. Can't remember what movie it was, but it was a bunch of women. It was the mom, the daughters, nieces and cousins, and grandma. It was all women. They get together like once a week or once a month, and they talk about husbands and boyfriends. And the one lady said, Chris is acting up. He's being an asshole to me for no reason at all. The one lady with a cigarette in her mouth said, you need to cut him off. She said, what's that? Then the ladies around the table got to laugh. And then grandma said, that's when you don't give him sex. She said, I wouldn't do such a thing. She said, well, how do you think I get your father? How do you think I get Uncle Bob? How do you think I get your cousin Jeff to do these things? These women in this movie was telling this lady to cut off sex from her husband to get him to act right. My question to you, does withholding sex from your partner really work? Is that punishment? Is that a thing? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? You mean to tell me there are people that are dating or married that on purpose say, no, you're not getting the cookie, or I'm not putting out to you because you've been doing this? It is 2021. Who approved this? Who, who said this was okay? Again, I saw this in a movie. The lady was instructing another young lady in her family to not give her husband no cookies, no sex, because he wasn't acting to the behavior she thought her husband should be acting in. So that brought up the conversation, don't give him sex. And I'm posing the question, do you do that, or have you done that in the past, or are you currently doing that now? Have you actually told a man or a woman, I'm not giving you no ass, no booty, you're not getting my Johnson in you because you're not acting right? Do people still do that? I've always seen this in the movies. Always. Go sleep on the couch. Why are you in a room? Why are you sleeping in this room, Daddy? Oh, your mama's acting crazy. Mommy, why are you in the bed with me? Oh, your father's on one tonight. Now, I know that from the movies. But in real life, there are people walking this earth that claim to be in a relationship, claim to be married, that are actually saying, I'm not going to give you any because you're not acting right. Holy shit. We're in trouble. If that's going on, we're in trouble. I hope it's just in Hollywood. I hope I don't know anyone in my family, in my circle of friends, anyone that is actually doing that. That is the worst idea ever, to do something like that. What happened to talking? Talk things out. I mean, majority of men like you when you're being naughty. So I mean, you gotta pay. You gotta get punished. So I don't know. When I saw this in the movie, I was like, oh my god, is this a thing? I posted to this my female friends, and they all swore up and down, I never do no shit like that, Trey. I can't do that. But I've heard of women that have done this. I cannot even imagine me talking to my male friends and asking them, hey, yo, you ever told your lady no because she pissed you off? I just can't imagine that. Most men like having sex when they're angry, you know? Get that adrenaline rush going. I'm just saying. Just saying. I just want to know, have you done that before? And if you have, why? And does it work? All right, the last question I have today. I'm always seeing these amazing programs about neighborhoods revitalizing or putting a group together, putting this initiative together for kids. It's always a grown person talking. It's always the developer, the person who gave the money, and the reporter. In the ad and in the story in the paper, it's always a grown person in the photo talking about what they're doing for kids. Online, it's always a grown person talking about what they're doing for kids. When I was a kid, they talked to the kids. They actually went to the kids and said, hey, what would you guys like to do? So I have a question. Have they talked to the kids on all these projects and all these neighborhoods that they want to do for kids? We got this little land area over here, so we built this greenhouse, and we're gonna teach kids about gardening. Have you talked to the kids that they built that neighborhood, built that in? Have you talked to them? I met a little kid on the walk the other day, dribbling a basketball. I'm kind of new to the area. I mean, I know the area, but living over here, it's only been a couple months. I'm like, where's their basketball court at? He said, no, I just got off the bus. I'm going home. I have to catch the bus to go play basketball because there's no basketball court in my neighborhood. It was, but they turned into a community kids garden where they teach us how to garden. I said, they had a basketball court that we put a garden there? It's like, yeah. I said, would you the one to keep the basketball court? Yeah, I wanted to keep the basketball court like my friends did. And we could learn about gardening at school. Why we can't have a garden at school? Why we got to have a garden where we play it? They don't talk to the kids. Why don't the community talk to the kids? All this help out here you want to give the kids. Have you talked to the kids? Find out what they want to do. Find out what they want to do. Find out. Maybe an arcade just for kids. not 18 and up. I mean, not 18 and under. Kids, something for kids, not the grown 18-year-olds. No, you're not kids. You'll actually be at work somewhere, clocking 9 to 5. But for the kids, have we talked to the kids to find out what the kids want to do? And it made me think about this project we had in the PHL back in the day, public high school, public school system. It was this art thing where all of the public schools did this art project to possibly be shown on the bi-state buses. Bi-state, so way before Metrolink, on the bi-state buses. And what it was, all the art students, art classes, in all of the schools got in on this. And you got to pick what art you wanted to see on the bi-state buses. Again, there were no adults involved in this. It was all kids doing this. A few years ago, the last time I saw the art on the Metrolink, it was a grown person selecting the art on television. What happened to the kids? What happened to the kids? Can we talk to the kids? Can we talk to the kids? Great football action yesterday as well throughout the NFL, all participating teams. Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills or the Dallas Cowboys, the best team in the NFL. Kyler Hail Murray still got it going on. Mama is that man again. Terrific Tom. Ron Rodgers came a little bit too close for me to pose even more of a question about that defense of the Green Bay Packer backers. Kansas City Football Chief fans, happy Monday to you. Denver Bronco fans, happy Monday to us. Cheers to the Chicago Bears, nation of America. They all went into work saying today these exact words. Fucking told you we were going to win. Put Justin Fields in the game. That's probably what a Chicago Bears fan is saying right now. So if they're a little agitated, a little animated, let them have their day and enjoy the moment. But reflecting over the games, as we already know how kickers are, there's a whole lot of kickers not allowed in the locker room. I know Green Bay won the game, but Crosby, we got to talk. We got to have a real discussion. This is so no more can a kicker just stay on the sideline at practice and play on their damn phone and social media. I don't care how hot y'all wives are. Have y'all seen the kickers in NFL wives? Just Google some of the kickers. What the hell? A kicker got that? Yeah, pull, game, off the charts. But when it comes to doing your job, you have one motherfucking job to do. Kick it through that practice. If you can't do that, don't need you. We're going to Mike Singletary your ass. Don't need you. Don't want it. Think you're bigger than the game. You're just a kicker. We should go back to treating them just as kickers and stop giving them preferential treatment. How about that? How about that? See, that's what I'm for. Right there. That's what I'm for right there. But these kickers, all week in practice, I want all of y'all to kick 100 field goals every day in practice. All of you. And here's the kicker. We're kicking from 40 yards and beyond. From 40 to 68 yards. We're going to kick 100 field goals every day in practice. We're not leaving till y'all do this. Whole team in this? All of y'all. Nobody leaving till all the kickers kick 100 field goals. Nobody leaving practice. And guess what? You're going to make them all. You're going to make them all. If the game got to come down to a kicker, you over here sweating. You can't be nervous. You're a punter. You're a kicker. But great football yesterday. Great catches. There were some throws. There were some catches made yesterday. I don't know what's going on with the offensive coordinators in the NFL. I don't know what's going on with play calling in the NFL. I don't understand how a quarterback has been in the league over 4 years and don't know what to do at crucial points of the game. Why are we talking about the same thing every Monday? Why? Everybody's had a parent like that. How do I keep telling you not to do this? We have this conversation time and time and time again, and you keep doing it. What must I do for you to get this through your head? You're not supposed to do that. That's how coaches are today, just like parents were back in the 70s and 80s. preaching over, over, and over again because you're not getting it through your thick fucking head. What do we got to do? What do we got to do? Well, we already know that the Raiders lost that game on purpose due to what Gruden said. How you gonna go out and play and your coach didn't say that? Your coach said that. Your coach. I bet Derek Carter and his shit in that helmet last night. Man, I ain't listening to you. You done lost the whole locker room, bro. Whole locker room. Urban did it on some old trying to get some ass shit. That's different. Men look at that different. Coach, we get you. We get it, coach. We don't get though that how was your bar, how your own bar put you up under the bus like that. But the Raiders got bigger issues and bigger problems. Big problems. Huge problems. Will we see a change? Will we see a 2 p.m. press conference today concerning Major League Baseball announcer Jim Cott, NFL head coach of the Raiders? Will we see a press conference today at 2 o'clock? I'm going to be watching and standing tuned. If you just tuning in, thank you. If you've been here the whole time, I appreciate it. But again, let me run down what we talked about today. Did COVID help you with your relationship, your business, or your finances? How you doing? How you doing? Right? Consequences of being a sports fan. What are the consequences you go through of being a sports fan? Does the black man today, does the brother, does the African American have to wear a dress in Hollywood? Either to get in the door, to stay in there, to knock on the door, to ring the doorbell, to look in the window, to break in the motherfucker? Does the black man have to consider that as a viable option and a choice? Wearing a dress in Hollywood. Holy shit, Saturday, college football was through. I mean, I on the bucket list, I'm storming the field. I'm storming the field somewhere. I want to be part of that crowd. That crowd there. That looks so fun when they storm the damn field and it's your team. Your team. Oh man, that looks so fun. I want to do that. Who's gonna get me out of jail though? Withholding sex. Is that a real thing? Do people really do that? And does it work if you have done that? And I'm not talking about the Jedi mind trick. You play like you got a headache, or it's that time of month, or your cousin visiting, or your back hurt, or your arthritis done kicked in. No, I'm talking about you are actually withholding the goods, the cookie, the pipe, opening up because the person's not acting right. Have you done that? Does it work? Our minds want to know. And have they talked to the kids? And what made me bring that up is all these projects going up in different municipalities and communities around kids. I'm always seeing grown people. I never see the kid being talked to, what they think about it, the experience, what they would like to see, and what they get out of it. I want to see the kid. I want to see the kid. See, back then we even had kid news. We had a news program on Saturday done by kids. What happened to that? What happened to that? Went the baseball bunch. 4 kids. What happened to that? Everything's grown people now. It's maybe why 5-year-olds look like grown people. Our minds want to. Well, guys, that's the show. It's what I like to call Liquid Sunshine Day. All we know how the rain does to me. Oh, the rain is relaxing, satisfying, and enjoyable at the same time. Thanks for tuning into the show. Montez at midday. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's homecoming week. Some of the Bulldogs. We in the building. 1875 all over the place. All over the place. Let's get it in. Let's fit in. Let's check it on out. But in the meantime, we'll see you later, guys. And thank you for tuning into the show today. I appreciate it. And we'll see you Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Montez at midday. Just like my great-grandpappy told me, if your back pockets are touching, it means you have no ass at all. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace. And we are out of here. We are out of here. 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 You can say. All right, good people. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. Appreciate it. I'll load up the original copy here in about 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Until then, I holla. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, what's up? What's up? Appreciate it. Rewind it. Rewind it. Check it out. Hit that rewind. I'm gonna repost it here in a second. You get a kick out of today's topics. All right. Peace. Have a great one. But a year ago, the conversation and the topic was completely different. Around friends, family, and loved ones. And it was due to COVID. But since COVID,